Donnie has been sick, guys, so thank him endlessly for being here today. Donnie, like I said, you look fresh as hell.
Well, thank you. Don't thank me yet. Wait till the end of the episode. We'll see what kind of quality we get from me before we thank me.
Okay, so I erased my notes from last Sunday's episode. So Donnie is going to give us a little rundown of what happened, and we'll just discuss, and then we'll go into episode 8, Independence.
Wonderful. So last week it started with Wes giving a weepy little speech about how sad he is, that everyone teamed up to get him out, whatever. And Michaela was over it from the beginning. And we really saw the tension that we talked about earlier that was behind the scenes and like edited out. They finally put it in the episode.
Yes, they did.
They do not like each
Good
other.
move. And then the elimination with Tiffany and Michaela.
Tiffany was comically bad at this.
Comically bad.
To the point where, like, people started rooting for, like we talked about before, people started rooting for her just because she was so bad. You needed to get 10 baskets, and it was basketball, but you had to swing on this, like, pendulum thing. So swing to one side, pick up a ball, swing to the other side, and throw it in the basket. Michaela had 9. Tiffany still hadn't got one. So people were like, come on, Tiffany, just end with one. Just end with one. I think Michaela went slower on purpose at the end, just so Tiffany didn't end with
I agree. She's
0.
like, let me do my girl a favor here.
Yeah.
I like though how she just was like, this isn't my thing. I'm not going to do a challenge again. I'm not this physical. Okay. I take it back.
And she, on Big Brother, she was the oldest of her season. She's not like old, but she's like 42. So I think there's a difference between Johnny and Wes, who are that age as well. But they started when they were 23, and now they are almost at retirement age, where Tiffany is starting at that age.
Yeah. And this is like the challenge from this last Thursday's episode was so hard. I don't think Tiffany could have done that because she couldn't really swim, right?
No.
And it was all swimming. So yeah. Okay, now we're in this episode. Here we are, Independence. They are now independent. They're going to play as individuals. So I had Kelly on last time, right? And Kelly has all of the opposite takes as us. She loves Amanda.
Oh. Wow.
She loves them. She's a challenge head. Like, she never stopped watching. She's been watching from day one. And, like, she's an MTV girly. Like, so she does the Teen Mom and all that shit, too. Which I've been on a journey with, by the way. And it is incredible television.
I've never dabbled.
Oh, dabble.
Okay.
I recommend dabbling. It gets dark, but, you know.
As most good things do.
Yeah, but, like, when you get to the later seasons, it gets better and better. It's fantastic. But yeah, she had opposite takes. So she hates bananas. She doesn't like Tori. And it was like,
wow.
I know. I was like, you are literally opposite of us. She's like, can Tori just not? We need a break from Tori. Yeah.
Now, this episode that we're going to talk about today, like, I loved Tori. I was like full on rooting for Tori.
And I get why people hated it. Like when they wore the matching outfits to the elimination. I love this.
Yeah.
I love it. Monty and Tyler are super tight and they get like a backstory going. And now knowing the way the episode ends, I'm like, oh, I get why they did that. Let me know that Monty like modeled his Big Brother experience after Tyler's. I'm like, oh, did you know that?
No.
Yeah. I almost didn't believe that.
That's how I feel. I don't know if I believe it either. Last week when Alyssa told Tiffany, like, I was so excited to meet you. You were America's favorite for a reason. Like, that I believed. This, I don't know.
I'm like, Tyler, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Bananas is a genius at this game, though. He starts cozying up to Michaela because he knows she is better to work with than against. But I couldn't help but laugh that he goes, so Tiffany's gone, so that opens up a spot on my roster. And I was like, you mean just like another black woman?
Yeah, that made my stomach hurt a little bit.
I was like, wait a minute, what does that mean exactly? But I don't think he meant it like that. I think he was just trying to like stack up subtly, maybe?
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing I thought. Michaela knows this is good for her game, so she's like, okay, yeah, this actually, and she says, I don't think Wes is going to stick his neck out to save her. I'm like, no, Wes really doesn't. Like, Wes actually is kind of a backstabber little fucker. Yeah, he is.
And that's why Johnny was good to say here that he was like, everyone that I turn on, I stab them in the front.
Right in the
like,
front.
they know it's coming. Yeah.
And maybe that's also, well, the Sarah thing really throws a lot of people off, how he took her money. I mean, I understand it. I feel problematic saying it, but like, I'm over it because I have to be over it.
Right.
I can't harp on that forever. Was it horrible? Was it so fucked up? Yes. And if I had been watching in real time, it might be different. That's another thing. When you binge a show that people have been watching like in real time and like you binge it all in like, I don't know, like a month or something, it's a very different experience.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not as emotionally invested.
Yeah. Even scripted TV is the same way.
Totally.
When you binge watch something now, and I think that's why like just TV viewing experience as a whole has changed, because I can have a favorite TV show and watch it all in one day. And then by the time the new season starts in 6 months, I'm like, what the hell happened last season? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But when like Buffy or whatever was on and you had to watch week to week to week for 9 months of the year, that is a significant investment.
Oh, okay. This episode is so hard. You have to jump off a cliff. Now, that alone, like if that, like that alone, like I would be like, okay, hold on. Okay, I can't go. Oh my God. Okay. I can't do it. Like that would be me. So just jumping off, you would just want to celebrate when you're done. You'd be like, I did it. But no, you got to swim to the buoy. And then at the very bottom of the fucking water, in this murky, cold ass water, is a puzzle that has like the word search puzzle. You have to find the words while you're underwater. You're far underwater. You have to use the buoy to get you down there. You have to figure out what could be the theme. Then you get that theme, and that's your code. You got to swim over to the chest. I couldn't even tell how they got onto that cliff. I'm like, how did you scale it? Like, what did you do? You put what you think is the code in, you open it, then you swim into the cave where there's another puzzle that you have to figure out and put the theme, and then you swim back, and then you have it.
Oh. Horrible.
Oh my God. Okay, I hate saying it, but Bananas, because I am so attracted to Bananas. I hate it, but it's just how it is. He's the biggest prick, but I like that. Like, I like that asshole guy who everyone kind of loves to hate, like that. And their talks, they're horrible. So yeah, Bananas, if you're looking for my type, a big fucking asshole like this is my type. But he's so good.
He is good. And then I don't even know if he did it on purpose.
That's what I was going to say. Do we think it was on purpose that he said pause, which could be pause, like stop, pause. Or I think that's the only word he saw. Because he said he saw pause and he went, so it's either lion or cats. Like he knew immediately it was either one, which is so sexy to me. I'm like, yeah, you figured that out. Sure did, buddy. And he goes, I'll give you a hint, pause. And they're like, oh, if it was intentional, then he's a genius. I don't know if it was though.
Yeah, with everything happening, with you like climbing that mountain and then swimming and all that, I don't know if you could have the brain power to be intentional, but if he did, my God.
Like, wow, that is thinking so many steps ahead. So he figures it out. He keeps going. He gets to the puzzle and they're finally figuring it out. They're like, oh my God, he meant pause as in, okay. So by the time Monty is swimming to the second puzzle, Johnny Bananas has already figured out what it is and is swimming back and opens that thing and he's like by himself, just chilling. Sorry, you can't argue with it. You can't act like he didn't really just kick ass, okay?
He did.
He fucking kicked ass. But then, let's see who kicks some more ass, is Tori. She was also sexy as hell in this episode.
She was. She said, I saw Broadway, so I knew it was either cats or cars. Cars, I don't understand.
I said, why cars? Maybe Broadway, like the street, she could be thinking, like it could have been both ways.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, is Cars on Broadway?
Right. I would have.
She was thinking the double meaning of Broadway.
Okay. Yeah, I get that now. Okay. I did not understand because a 4-letter word for Broadway, I would have done like play. I don't know what else I would have done, but like not cats or cars.
No, this is where being a vet comes in handy because they've done these puzzles and they know kind of the mind because the producers are the ones who come up with it. I've heard. So like they probably know how they think a little bit more. But they had agreed. So this is Wes, Tori, Michelle, and Sebastian. They had just agreed to help each other. And as soon as they jump in that water, Wes figures it out. Doesn't say a word, just starts swimming over to the chest. They're like, is he gonna do anything? And then when he's up there, they're like, Wes, what is it? And he goes, I can't.
Which I understand, but then why? Well, I guess agree to it because then if he would have lost, they would have told him. So I do get it, but my God.
But the best is Tori figures it out. She swims over, she opens it up, and she goes, ha-ha, suckers! To the guy she's hooking up with.
That's correct.
That's so funny. Michelle's all pissed. She's like, noted. I would have helped you, Tori. Michelle, you're always upset about something.
Always.
Tori fucking gets that puzzle before Wes. She beats Wes. She beats everybody.
Everybody.
Oh, everybody. It was so
By
good.
6 minutes.
6? That's a lot, okay?
It is, yeah.
Yes, Tori. Yes. This has been a preview of my new podcast, She Speaks It All, where I'm covering all the non-Bravo shows that I'm obsessed with, like The Challenge, Drag Race, Jersey Shore Family Vacation, and just like that. So if you want to check out the whole episode, head to the link in the description. It'll take you to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, but it's also available anywhere and everywhere you get your podcasts. So please check out She Speaks It All. Also, make sure you're following She Speaks It All Pod on TikTok and on Instagram. Love you, mean it.